All right, guys, I do have a Tuesday morning editorial for you. Now, this is one that happened a while back, and it's been over the last couple weeks, week and a half. People have been talking about this one. The video was released by the guy. It's on YouTube. And so some people may say, well, this has kind of been out there. This is old news. But this morning, a news story broke on this, and so that's why I'm kind of glad I waited. We're going to go through it. I want to know what you think in the comment section below about what you hear me say today. Now, I'm going to put links in the description box. I'm going to put the link to what I'm giving you right now as an editorial. I'm going to put a link to their news story on YouTube and the original video on YouTube. All those three links will be down in the description box below. This is from WBNS Channel 10 TV. WBNS 10 TV. Thank you, Angela Regard. I may pronounce that wrong. I apologize. But Angela Regard, thank you for this news story. Now, it comes out of Columbus, Ohio. A video shot by a Columbus man of a SWAT situation has gone viral. The incident happened back on April 24th. Columbus SWAT officers responded to a home on Midland Avenue with a search warrant. Lieutenant Paul Ohl of Columbus Police Department said, quote, "We were there looking for fully automatic weapons. There was also a nexus between that location and a gang, a criminal street gang." Now, Nicholas Pettit, I couldn't really find a picture of this guy unless he's the Ohio football player. Maybe, I don't know. But I couldn't confirm that. So there's no real pictures of him, but they did talk to him. Now, Nicholas Pettit lives across the street from where the officers responded. He pulled out his phone to record. That's the right thing to do. You did the right thing. Right then and there. You see cops, I'm going to record them. But he pulled out his phone to record what was happening from his porch. He's on his own property. He's recording the cops. The video shows three people coming out of the home where officers responded. At one point, it appears an officer hits one of the people from the home on the face. Pettit yelled out to the officers. This is one reason I don't yell out. I'm a silent observer. And I still get cops that come at me. "You're interfering. You're obstructing my investigations. You're impeding my search of poop." And I'm just standing there quietly with a camera. So they're always going to come at you if you have a camera. Cops hate cameras. Unless it's on their chest and they can turn it on and off. And then they like that. But Pettit is heard saying on the video, "You ain't supposed to smack him like that." And you can hear him in the video say that. The officers and Pettit keep yelling back and forth. They can be heard on the video asking Pettit to go inside his home. He says no. Well, it's his property. He's on his porch. Pettit expressed it was his right to continue taking the video from his property, and eventually they approached him, and there was a struggle. Now, this Lieutenant Ohl said this, quote, he was quoted as saying, "They were trying to take Mr. Pettit into custody. Mr. Pettit began to struggle, refused to put his hands behind his back. One officer is heard telling him to drop the phone or give me the phone. Mr. Pettit wouldn't separate the phone to be handcuffed." Pettit said he was roughed up during that struggle. Now, Lieutenant Ohl says something interesting here. They were trying to take Mr. Pettit into custody. He began to struggle. Why were they trying to take him into custody? Because he was standing on his own porch recording them? Okay, he yelled out. I don't know. I'll let you guys decide that one. That's in the balance. That's why I don't normally yell out at cops. If they had engaged me, yeah, I will respond. It's a polite thing to do, right? Then they get all pissed off. "You're interfering now." You addressed me. But moving on, Pettit said they knocked the phone out of my hand, slammed me against the wall. The two officers had me slammed to the ground. Pettit was arrested. He had a warrant on other charges. They're always going to, I mean, some people will say, well, he had, and they'll justify that. Well, he had a warrant, and that's not the initial engagement. The initial engagement was he was standing on his porch, recording them. He said something. Free speech. Don't we have free speech in America, by the way? What happened to free speech? Long as you don't piss off the cops, right? Yeah. Long as you're nice to the police. "I love you, officer. I love you." They'll allow that. Pettit was arrested. I'm sorry. I don't mean to sound conceited in this editorial. This crap right here pisses me off. Guy was on his porch recording from his own property. He expressed free speech, and all of a sudden he's a criminal. Well, he had warrants. That wasn't the reason you went over there. Pettit was arrested on the warrant out on other charges. Police ended up charging him with misconduct at an emergency in relation to the incident. They took his phone as evidence. He didn't get it back until months later. Well, that's because it had their recording on there. At that point, he posted the video on social media. Now, Pettit was quoted as saying, thinking back on it, I probably shouldn't have been as aggressive in stating what I said, but it was one of those things where I've seen stuff like that happen in the past. I've witnessed it happening to neighbors, friends, family. At what point do you start holding people accountable for their actions? That's exactly right, Nicholas Pettit. Hold the cops accountable. Now, I'm coming across maybe as a little bit of a cop hater. I'm really not. I just don't like bullies who use their badge to be bullies. And that's what these cops did, basically, was they went over and bullied this guy simply because he was yelling at him. Oh, we're going to get that boy. Columbus police launched an internal affairs justification after learning of the video. 10 TV asked them about the officer seen on camera appearing to hit someone across the face. Lieutenant Ole said, I don't even like this guy, and I don't even know him. The officer reached out with his left hand, and there was contact with the subject, the occupant who was exiting. I guess it would be the left side of his face. There was no sign of any harm to that individual. There was no complaint of any injury from that individual. Who the fuck is he going to complain to? He's being arrested. He reached out his left hand. Smack! Oh, sorry. Didn't I see that in Black Rain, Michael Douglas? Didn't Michael Douglas do that? Pow! Oh, sorry, dude. Oh, it was left hand. I'm sorry, it was his left hand. What the fuck? He reached out. This guy says he reached out his left hand and there was contact. Oh, sorry. I didn't know your face was there. What the? Can you justify this anymore? Can you make more excuses for this cop? I mean, oh, sorry. I didn't know your face was next to my hand. I'm trying to wrap my head around this one, guys. I'm sorry. And I'm a little punch drunk probably. No, I'm sober. But I mean punch drunk as in I'm a little tired. I had to get up early today, and that's fine, but just a little tired. So moving on, I'm trying to wrap my head around that one. He reached out his hand and it made contact with the subject's face. Ole confirmed, I don't even like this guy. Lieutenant Ole confirmed the supervisor of the officer involved talked with him after the incident. He said they took into account the officer has no disciplinary record. That means he doesn't do anything wrong. He's a little angel. Oh! When he walks out of the police department, the clouds part and the sun shines through, and you hear a chorus of angels in the sky. Oh, we will gather at the beautiful river. There goes Officer Angel. So Ole confirmed. This is going to be a weird editorial, guys. Just to let you know, I'm going to have a little fun with this one. I don't know why. This pisses me off. This is what we do. We record the police, and they don't like it. Lieutenant Ole confirmed the supervisor of the officer involved talked with him. Yeah, we went over that. But he has no disciplinary record. That means he didn't do anything wrong. He's a good guy. Ole said did not feel that led to what we would consider a use of force and told him there was probably a better trained technique to use in that circumstance so that the optics wouldn't be as bad as if he struck the individual. Yeah, let's not make it as bad. Let's make it look good. I'm sorry, guys. I'm moving on. This is going to be a weird editorial. I can't do it over. I don't have time, but you guys, hopefully you'll enjoy it. In terms of Pettit's arrest, Ole said he was distracting officers from what could have been a dangerous situation. 10 TV asked if police believe they did the right thing in the situation by confronting Pettit. I'm going to give you the answer in a second. But he said he was distracting us. I don't know if there were cars driving by. I have to watch the video again. I did watch it, but I don't recall if there were cars driving by or whatnot. But San Bernardino Police Department, San Bernardino PD. I'm recording. One of the officers goes over to the driver's side, opens the car door, and starts Terry frisking the driver while he's behind the wheel of the car. I step over to the curb to record that, and as soon now I haven't moved forward. I moved literally to my right to record the cop, Terry Fisk, and the driver. The cop on the passenger side, who said nothing to me, sees me do this and then start recording. He goes, "Hey, can you back up and give us some room?" As a girl walks by them. Yeah. You know where I'm going with that, right? So this thing about they were he was distracting us because he had a camera. That's why he was distracting you. And maybe because he was yelling out. That's kind of iffy. For me, I don't yell out like that. That's why I don't. Pettit is due in court in October. He said he will fight the charge. He admits he has felonies on his record and has done wrong in the past. However, he does not believe he did wrong in this situation. Instead, he thinks the officer whose actions prompted him to yell out in the video should face repercussions. Oh, sorry. Oh, the officer didn't really mean it. He was just yawning. Now, Pettit said, and there's nothing happening to him. Of course not. He says, "I'm trying to stand up for somebody who can't stand up for themselves at the moment, and I get in trouble." Now, I'm going to get back to something. I just saw it. I'm going to get back to it. Hold on a minute. Now, police and Pettit disagree on whether he ever stepped foot off his porch and onto his lawn. It's still his lawn. It's still his property. The video only shows Pettit on his porch. Police said there was about 1 minute of interaction he did not record. Pettit said that is not true. It doesn't matter if he didn't record it or not. He was on his property. Well, he didn't record a minute of that. He was on his property. Yeah, but he turned his camera off. He was on his property. Now, I said in terms of Pettit's arrest, or where were we? Okay, so I read something here, and Channel 10 TV asked if police believe they did the right thing in that situation. Now I'm going to give you the answer, because Lieutenant Ole answered it here. "We probably should have let that go, even though it was distracting. We need to maintain focus on the mission because we are looking at a very hazardous structure. So legally, was anything done wrong? I look at it more was something tactically done wrong at that point that could have harmed somebody in real time at that incident. I look at it more was something tactically done wrong at that point that could have harmed somebody in real time in that incident." I don't know what he's trying to say. Maybe I'm just need to wake up. But he said, we probably should have let that go. We probably should have let that go. We probably should have let that go. Yet, if you go back up, you'll remember he justified the cop going, well, he didn't really. The guy didn't complain, so it's okay. Come on. The guy didn't complain and he wasn't hurt. That makes it okay, I guess. I want to know what you guys think. I'm out of time. Gotta go. Gotta run. It's been fun. I was going to say News Now UK, but letting you know what's going on across your nation. But I am now Community Leo Watch, and I'm watching Leos, and we're watching these guys in Columbus, Ohio, and watching what they're doing and watching the justifications roll on out. Letting you know what's happening across your nation with law enforcement everywhere. I want to know what you guys think. The links are in the description box below. Happy Tuesday. We'll have more coming to you this week.